Celebrating 10 years of award-winning car talk, it's the In Wheel Time Car Show. Coming up, Jeff reviews our pre-owned car of the week, the Ford F450 Super Duty Big-A-Boy. Conrad will have his car clinic, and we'll have the stories making automotive news headlines this week, along with a couple of guests. That and more just ahead on today's live In Wheel Time Car Show for Saturday, May 8th, 2021. Howdy.
Hi.
Hello. Along with Mike out of this world Mars and King Conrad DeLong, along with Jeffrey in the corner Zekin.
Yep.
I'm Don Armstrong. Glad that you could make it with us today. Thank you so much. Let me turn Mike's mic back on. He was over there fumbling around.
Mike,
I was fumbling.
Mike.
Fumbled on the 1 yard line.
Mike. What a great commercial that was.
That was a great commercial.
Yes, it was. All right, we're going to kind of shift gears and get into some stuff that I always love to talk about, and that is cool garages. I've always tried to fix up my garage. You know, give it a coat of paint, for God's sakes. I don't want to see the old the spackling compound still there from 30 years ago when they built the darn thing.
We used to have a segment.
We did.
Well, this is a connection I have made through a friend of mine, Manfred Piazza, introduced me to Sean.
Is it Piazza?
Piazza, and he introduced me to Sean, and I went out a couple of weeks ago to visit their facility, and it's called Garages of Texas, but for me, they should call it Man Cave Dominium.
Man Cave Dominium. What a great name. Maybe we should talk to him about
it. That's trademarked, so if you guys want to use that.
How do you spell it?
So Sean Richard is with us now, and he is from Garages of Texas. Sean, you got somebody there with you?
I do. I have Jack Griffin. I'm sure you guys know the name.
Jack Griffin, it's good to see you, sir. Thank you for joining us as well on this Saturday morning. We appreciate it. I know you guys didn't have anything else to do.
Good morning. Glad to be on your show.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate that. So we want to know, first of all, what is Garages of Texas?
Well, Garages of Texas is sort of the evolution of the car hobby. You know, we all are gearheads, and up until a few years ago, we didn't really have a place to do our hobby effectively. You know, boaters had boat marinas, airplanes had fly-in airports and that sort of thing. Golfers have country clubs, but the car hobby guys didn't have a place to do their hobby. So we created something for the underserved gearhead market, and so we're building garage condominiums for people that don't have a room at home, which is most people, to do their hobby. And it's like a boat marina for car guys. And we've got our first locations were in the Dallas area. We have 6 locations in Dallas. They're almost all sold out. But it's a place where you can have your cars. You can create your sort of man cave and hang out there. You can office there. And really enjoy the company of your gearhead friends.
So you can get away from the house, the wife, the kids, and any other distractions that you may have.
Or bring them with you. You wait till you see some of these
what
places.
would be the point? I mean,
exactly. No, we're all into what you're talking about. Do you have lifts in these garages?
Well, what we do is we deliver the garage ready to be customized. So a lot of people add lifts. A lot of people have bathrooms, showers, wet bars, even washers and dryers. So they can outfit the garage any way they like. But we deliver the garages in shell form, and they do the finishing. It's like an unfinished painting.
So when you're told to go sleep on the couch, you can go to your man cave and go sleep on the couch and have everything you want there.
So do you build this from the ground up with a foundation? And I mean, this is this a building that you build for the customer?
Absolutely. Each project has between 70 and to 100 garages, and it's like owning your own building connected to someone else's building right next door. So it's a condominium ownership, and you share in the common area maintenance, which is very minor, and it's your opportunity to have your dream garage, basically.
So in other words, if I really wanted to show off, I've gone over there and I've seen, 7 other garages built over there, and I can steal all of the best ideas from my 7 compadres in the thing.
Why not?
And kind of make it all of mine, but stealing all the best ideas.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, as a matter of fact, I'm glad you mentioned that because, you know, we effectively show off our cars and our garages.
Yeah.
But we don't call it showing off. We call it sharing. Sharing is a little softer way to address it, you know, but it's effectively showing off. Yes.
Showing off and stealing.
Yeah, stealing.
Well, but the thing Sean was showing me when we were there is, you know, you have for lack of a better phrase, a garage, a cubicle that has a ground floor, and each of them also have an upper floor.
The loft?
A loft area.
A mezzanine.
And within that, you can get
mezzanine.
1 garage door, 2 garage doors, 3 garage doors, whatever blend of size you want, because it's not modular, but it's kind of modular in availability. So the guy that has a 15-car collection, you guys can provide that kind of secure space for him, or the guy that's got a 3-car collection, you can provide that kind of secure space for him as well.
That's absolutely true. Now, I'm a car collector myself. I've done virtually everything in the car world: racing, contouring, collecting, and so forth. I actually have 3 garages. And so generally, you know, there are a lot of people that have 2 garages, 3 garages, even some people that have 4 garages, and they vary in size, you know, in width and depth and so forth, and the size of the doors. So they're all a little bit different. So we have 6 projects in the Dallas area, but we're really excited about the Houston market, and we're getting ready to open garages there. Sean can fill you in on those projects in Houston, but that's a real exciting evolution for us going out of town.
So I've got a question. I'm having trouble understanding this. These are independent single stage garages, or are they multiple? For instance, if Don wanted a garage and Mike wanted one and I wanted one, are these 3 connected somehow, or are they all independent?
Well, they're connected via a common wall.
Okay.
But you could actually put an opening between the walls.
Okay.
Or you could eliminate the wall and make one big garage
with 3 ownerships, different garages, but all combined as a common area
with a shared roof.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Common area.
Exactly.
Okay. I've got the
Exactly.
concept now.
It's kind of like a car condo.
Oh,
Yeah,
it is a car condo.
So you got a community of car condos there that
of like-minded people that all
Exactly.
have
A
cool
commune,
cars.
a cult.
Do you
I was
have
going to say a commune. Yeah.
do you
I like
have
to go to
do you
call.
have police directing traffic there on Saturdays and Sundays?
And that's the
It's
question:
basically more people looking for your 10 millimeter.
is this does the public know where these are at, or are these things kept kind of private and confidential?
They're in great locations where you would not mind, you know, being here for a lot of hours, you know, but at the same time, oftentimes, you know, they're not like at the corner of Main and Main.
Yeah.
So there is some seclusion to some degree, but they are also, very importantly, behind security gates.
Yeah.
So that the public can't necessarily come in.
I got you.
You have to be invited in.
Yeah,
By somebody,
the
yeah.
one I visited with Sean and Katie, which is just slightly west of the mall.
Oh, there you go, giving it away.
Right off I-10. Well, I'm not going to give it that much away. But it's relatively inconspicuous, its location. You know, you really don't recognize what's there unless you know what you're looking for.
Understood.
Well, also, the great thing about that is the security cameras. So if you're an owner, you've got 24 access on your phone to all the cameras. So that's just an added convenience, because we all know, if you can look behind me.
Yeah, let's look around there a
take a
little
look.
bit.
Absolutely. Let's do this. I'll go ahead and pull this off real quick, and we'll show you, since we're all car guys. There's
Somebody's in the yeah.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a Porsche guy.
No.
So, did you drive Porsches at Le Mans? Is that the backstory to this?
What? I'm sorry?
When you drove the 24 hours of Le Mans, were you driving a Porsche?
Well, actually not. I drove on a French team, and I drove a French prototype called a Rondeau with a Ford Cosworth motor.
Okay.
But I did most of the racing. I did the Daytona 24-hour twice in Porsches. So mostly I drove Porsches. But I still have the first one that I bought 45 years ago, and it's sitting here in my garage along with some other models.
All your friends drive Porsches. Sounds like a song.
Well, why
doesn't it?
don't you give us a little tour of the cars that you got over there?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so the first one is a GT3 Touring that I've had for 3 years. It's my most recent. So I have everything from the GT3 to a 997, a 996 Turbo, an 1985 Coupe. I even have a 1955 356 that I've owned since 1994.
Wow.
So I've been into Porsches for a long time.
I'll follow you, Jack.
Yeah. So this is the GT3. This is the 997. This is the 996 Turbo. And I even have a little Mazda Miata, which, we have an international incident here, Germany and Japan.
Yeah.
Well, we
love all kinds of cars.
Yeah, we've got some friends down here that president of the SCCA who's quite the Mazda fan, Mazda Miata
Yes.
MX-5 fan. But I also see, is that a 914 back there?
That is the 914-6.
Oh, wow.
And I've owned that for 45 years. It's been modified. It has a different motor in it. Back when I was racing, I put a bigger motor in it, so it's fun to drive. I don't drive it very much, but since in 45 years I've driven it, some.
Now I noticed your garage, or I haven't seen any lifts yet, but I know some of the other garages have got lifts and cars kind of stacked in there as well, kind of like cordwood almost.
Yes, I'm actually in the process now of doing my interior finish out. I have upstairs. I have a bar. I'll have a big TV sitting area, viewing area. So I'll have 3,000 square feet of floor space and 1,200 square feet of mezzanine area up above.
So you're going to have the bar upstairs. Are you going to put in an elevator? Because I'd sure hate to fall down all those stairs trying to get down to the downstairs.
Well, believe it or not, there are several people that have actually installed elevators.
Nice.
And so, once you own it, you're free to do virtually anything inside you want.
Now, Jack,
which is really fun.
Jack, with your collection, or do you buy, sell, trade? Have you been to any of the auctions locally here in Houston, like the ones we just had with Mecum? Have you attended those? Do you get your collection from those places?
I've attended many auctions, but mine mostly. I do too much acquiring and not enough selling, unfortunately. but now that I have garage space, it's fine. But I don't do very much selling. But I do love to attend the auction both in person or on TV. I've been to most of the big auctions around the country, several times.
And your next piece to your collection, your Porsche collection, what do you want to fill the gaps?
I tell you, I would not mind a GT4. I've never owned a Cayman, and I think that would be really a fun, just run around town as if I need another car to run around town.
Yeah.
But I, when you get to a certain point in life, it's time to blow it out. Okay. And so I think a GT4 is in my future.
And I assume that you have driven one?
I have not driven a GT4. I need to do that.
Okay. And so what you said that you have plans for the bar upstairs, and so I'm sorry, we've got another conversation going on in here in the studio that it's like we're not on the air, so my apologies for that. But at any rate, you go ahead.
Well, Sean had shared with us some other finished units. He shared some pictures with that, and we might take a peek at some of those. I don't know if you guys can probably see this. This is kind of how inconspicuous the building complex is. You really don't know what it is coming in, and then that's kind of an unfinished build out right there. and that's kind of a smaller units. And when you talk about what are you sharing, that's what you're sharing right there, Jeff. And another unfinished.
So it's kind of like
build-out.
where they're at right now. You can kind of see the upper level there.
And then here's some of the build out advances as they wall everything in, sheetrock everything in, and then you'll see it'll transfer to this is one of those spiral staircase, all the beautiful woodwork, stacking your Porsches in there with a nice lift. Again, another spiral staircase and all of the gorgeous work. Now, I guess this is Jack's garage.
Yeah, that's where they're at now.
Yeah, people decorate them like unbelievably well. And I even had a wrap company do a large, almost like a billboard type wrap depicting the car that I drove at Le Mans in 1985. And it's almost like a billboard thing to hang on the wall. It's 20 feet long and 8 feet high.
Like a big mural.
Actually, you want to show them? You'd like to see it?
Oh, yeah.
You'll have to go back.
Yeah, hold on just a second. I've got to
gonna come
roll
back
this,
to 'em.
and we're going to come up here. Give me just a
So
moment.
while we're getting our video in order here, Jack, let me ask you: are all of these priced the same? Like, for instance, a one-car garage, are they all priced the same in the different markets, or does it basically go by what you paid for the land and roll in the construction cost, that sort of thing?
Yeah, it's that. It varies to some degree because each project is different in terms of the cost and the local market situation and so forth. And so they're generally in the same ballpark, but each specific project, is different to some degree.
Right. And what is the ballpark, if you don't mind me asking? I mean, that seems to be a pretty common question that most people would have.
Well, it depends so much on the size and the market and so forth. It's hard to generalize, exactly, the pricing and so forth, but it's very affordable. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
But what we love to do is give a tour to show you what you're getting.
Well, where's my invitation is the question.
You can have an open invitation, and you can follow us on social media. Just hit me up there if you want to look at any of our facilities, Katy or Woodlands, and we'll set up a tour and walk you through it.
We're only available 24/7. That's the only thing.
That's the only restriction. Yeah. Well, let's look at your picture back there. We're back live back to you
your
instead
mural.
of yeah.
Is that gorgeous or what? So that's
Yeah, so that is 20 feet by 8 feet high, and people do all kinds of decorating. Things that their wife probably would not want would be appropriate for their home is totally appropriate here. A lot of guys have urinals because their wife won't let them at home, and so it's like anything goes here.
It's a man space.
How often? I mean, do you have a manager on the property as a rule, or no?
We do have a property manager. He's not on site though, but there's really not much reason to have a manager per se. Occasionally, things need to be taken care of and so forth, but it's a very low maintenance situation.
Well, look, I'm looking for a place to live. That's what I'm really getting at here.
Well, you can certainly take very long naps here. It's no problem at all.
Yeah.
So are you located at the Woodlands facility, or are you in Katy with your collection?
No, this is Dallas.
Oh, this is Dallas.
Actually, this is in Carrollton.
Oh,
This is our
okay.
Carrollton
Okay.
facility.
But
Now,
we are in Katy and soon to be in Woodlands.
Now, are these spaces, are they air conditioned and heated?
Absolutely. Air conditioned, heated. We have stub outs for plumbing where you can virtually do any kind of thing that requires plumbing, bathrooms, showers, washers, dryers, wet bars,
Hot
the whole
tubs.
thing. And very tall ceilings, like 22-foot tall ceiling.
So you can put a lift in almost any of these.
Or mirrors?
Oh, absolutely.
There's plenty of room for lifts.
Now, the other thing that doesn't ever get mentioned, if you come out and look at our site and actually drive your car, some of our cars are pretty low. You won't find any of the dips that you would find for drainage and everything here. And Conrad was there, and he noticed it.
Yeah, I noticed it immediately.
Yeah. You just don't have to worry about skid plates or things like that. And that's because it's built by gearheads for gearheads.
There's no step up into the concrete. There's no sharp angles.
Speed bumps.
And the other thing, and Sean and I had talked about it just because of my experience with Harvey, they had done flood, they'd looked at flood maps and history of flooding in areas, and where necessary, they'd kind of elevated the property a little bit.
How many units total are you going to be building in both Katy and up in the Woodlands?
So we'll have 76 units in Katy and roughly about that in the Woodlands.
Wow.
The nice thing in the Woodlands is that's going to be a sister property of our Frisco property. So you'll actually have balconies on the in units, which those always sell out really fast. And obviously we're going to have we have a car show at Katy the fourth Saturday of every month. And this month we're featuring Mr_993. And he's got a pretty amazing collection of cars.
And so the car guys, especially the ones that are there, are all invited and bring out their cars as well for the car show.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And, let's talk about cars. Bring out and let's talk. We're all gearheads. That's what we love. That's what brought us together.
So I could bring the 20-year-old Corvette out there and I wouldn't feel out of place?
Oh, not at all.
You're never going to feel out of place.
We would love it.
Well, Don will feel out of place because he'll probably show up in his red pumps, but
there is that factor.
And what's the website again?
So it's going to be garagesoftexas.com.
Garagesoftexas.com. Facebook as well?
Facebook as well. I have a Facebook for Katy. I have one for Woodlands, and then we're also on Instagram.
Wow. Well, I'm excited. I'm not even there. I don't own one of the places, but I want to come out there. I want to come out there and look and drool. Now, do you have anybody that lives full time on the property? Because I have a friend of mine that owns an airplane hangar. No, hold on. He owns an airplane hangar. He's built actually an apartment in the back of the hangar. He's got all of his toys up front and an airplane hanging from the ceiling. I mean, I'm not suggesting something like that, but I see that you've got, a balcony up there. That would be nice for a little one-bedroom apartment. Is that possible?
Well, we have we don't have anyone living full time, but for all of the time that I spend up here and I take a lot of long naps, you would think that I live here. However, I live 2 miles away, actually. But I'm up here every day. I'm up here 7 days a week.
See, I might have just stumbled upon something I can get involved in here because, I'm a garage guy.
Build it out.
And so I could build it out. I could build me a little tiny one-bedroom apartment upstairs. I mean, what do I need? I need a cook stove.
What you need is room for the studio.
What
I
need is you not telling me what I need is what I don't need. That's the way that works.
Yeah, if he wants somebody to tell him what he needs, he'll get married for a fourth time.
You could build it out. Live on property, and be the security for the property.
I could do all those things. Yep. So I may have stumbled across something here that we may be able to do something on. I'm just saying.
You need to come out for a tour.
Yeah, I do. And it's going to happen real soon. And so we're strapped for the next 3 weekends because we've got remotes that we're going to be doing. But I'm just saying that, there's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. Yes, we're saying there's a chance. Well, gentlemen,
your talk event,
do what?
You guys out right after.
He's about coming out after Tailpipes and Tacos.
Yeah.
What? Now that would.
No, you said the fourth Saturday, right?
No, but we don't have
show.
We don't have to go for the car show. We can just go out there.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be out that way.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
We ought to get them to come out to Tailpipes and Tacos.
We'll have to talk.
Yeah, so come out to Tailpipes and Tacos at the Loopy Tortilla. It's on 99 in Kingsland Boulevard. Come on out there.
Bring a Porsche.
And then you can, bring one of your Porsches, and then you could come out to the new location out there in Katy, and we could have a party. We could talk.
There's generally about 100 vehicles out there. We could all caravan.
We could caravan out there. There you go. You got all your car guys right there.
And that would be a good selling point to show them all. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So It's a marriage made in heaven as well.
Open house.
Well, Jack and Sean, it's great to talk to you guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. We look forward to it. GaragesOfTexas.com. We hope to see you guys on next Sunday,
week.
next Saturday.
And I've got your Katy and Woodlands location Facebook page posted, and I'll work on getting some of your Dallas stuff.
One
posted.
thing, too, at our Garages and Gearheads, we'll have Angelica with Haggerty.
Oh, yeah.
So, we know Angelica
Oh,
very
absolutely.
well.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Angelica, and the greatest thing is I think she's going to be signing autographs.
No doubt.
I do that as well.
She is a rock star. Thanks again, gentlemen. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Time now for our